Hey there guys, what is up, and welcome to this new thing I'm trying out today where I introduce, share, maybe even give some of my thoughts and opinions on a bunch of interesting, weird, quirky, whatever you want to call them, types of stories, articles, bits of news that I found scattered around the internet. So in today's video I have 5 things that have been of interest to me, and hopefully you'll find them interesting too. But with all that said, let's get a move on, shall we? So the first thing I want to talk about today is something I'd like to call automatic dating news. And for that we have an app called Bro App. So do you have an excessively busy life? Are you finding it frustratingly hard to balance your personal life with your work? Well, the people at Factorial Products may have a solution for you. And yes, you've probably guessed it already, but they're the ones who developed the app called Bro App. So what Bro App can do for you is it can remember who your girlfriend is after you put in some information, obviously. And then from that point on, it can be set so that it periodically and automatically sends messages, sweet messages to your girlfriend on your behalf. I picked this story because it seemed pretty interesting and pretty cool. However, as far as practicality goes, I don't think I'd ever use this app. So this is just my thought, but if you need a computer to talk to your girlfriend for you, then I think you might be in for some trouble down the line. Although, I do have to say, this app was clearly designed for guys, based on the name. It's called Bro App. So I do think it would be a very funny turn of events if girls actually started downloading this app and then using it on their boyfriends. On a special side note, I was looking at the company's products again and seeing what else they've made, and I realised that they've made an app for your mom. It's called Mom App. I haven't looked into it, but I can assume that it does more or less the same thing. So if you need to talk to anyone without actually really needing to talk to them, then I guess this company has the stuff for you. Next up, our second story for today is what I'm going to call awkward children's spelling mishaps. Unless you're new to the internet, in which case welcome, or you've been living under a rock, you'll know that in this day and age, adults shaming and embarrassing children for their innocent mistakes has been a thing for quite a while now. And to that, all I can say is thank God I was born when I was, because otherwise I'm pretty sure I would have had several of those embarrassing mistakes attached to my name. While there's children's spelling mistake posts are abundant online, they're always still funny to read. I'll put a link in the description below to the page where the spelling mistakes are, so if you're feeling bored, go check it out and have fun getting your giggle on. But just so you know, if it's for you, I'll give you the first one. So you have a child who wants to say, I love my whole family, but instead she ends up saying, I love my whore family. Moving on to the next story, in what I'm going to call motivationally inspirational badass speeches, we have 2 separate graduation speeches given by actors and comedians Charlie Day and Jim Carrey that I watched not too long ago. See, I can be a bit of a dreamer, or so I'm told, so maybe I'm a sucker for these things, but nonetheless, these speeches are funny, they're entertaining, and most importantly, they give you that I can take on the world type of feeling. So to summarise, awesome speeches, watch them, feel the motivation. Next up is less of a news story and more of a something I enjoyed in the past and I want to share it with you. So in my downtime, one of the things I like to do is watch anime. And in the last anime season that just passed us, there was one anime in particular that stood out to me, and since then I'd recommended it to most of my friends, so I'm doing the same to you guys. And this anime is called No Game No Life. Without spoiling too much, the story itself is about living in a world where everything is settled by games and gambling. That means if you want to possess someone's house, or you want to get a free meal, all you have to do is challenge the person to a game. It can be any game, such as rock, paper, scissors, and providing you win, you can get your requested item. Now obviously, there are a lot more rules at work within the anime, and my description is merely the bare bones of it all, but the concept is very interesting. So, in summary, it's a funny, doesn't take itself too seriously fantasy anime that's packed full of gaming references, so if you are a gamer, you'll probably appreciate the comedy a bit more. And lastly, in what I'm going to call should they be doing that news, I recently saw a trailer of a movie called The Interview, which stars James Franco and Seth Rogen, where the premise is 2 American journalists get the chance to interview North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un, and instead of just interviewing them, they get found by the CIA and tasked with assassinating him. So obviously, North Korea got wind of this movie's production, and they weren't too pleased. What do I think of this story? Well, it's no secret that North Korea has been pretty loud over the last few years, and a lot of people say a lot of different things about them, but a prevailing opinion is that their bark is worse than their bite. Granted that I come from a part of the world where freedom of speech and freedom of expression is allowed, filming the assassination of a figurehead who currently is still alive just doesn't seem that smart. That would be like if North Korea decided to film a movie about the assassination of Obama. So from an international relations point of view, probably not the best move. but I'm not a politician, so I would still go see this movie because it does sound pretty hilarious. Now I know I said I only covered 5 stories in this video, but while prepping for this, something big happened last week, and unless you live under a rock, you should know that big time actor / comedian Robin Williams died last week, and that's why we're doing a 6th story today. Long story short, obviously I never knew Robin Williams, but he was a big part of my childhood, from Mrs. Doubtfire and Aladdin to Flubber and Jumanji. So to top it all off, rest in peace Robin Williams. You will be missed, but you'll always be remembered by me, most of the world, and my inner child. So, that's the end of the video. Sorry for ending on a bit of a low, but I hope you enjoyed it regardless. If you want information on any of the things I talked about today, there will be links in the description down below, so go check them out. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to throw me a like, as it will help me out a bunch. I do plan to do more of this type of video, so if you want to stay up to date and know when the next one is up, be sure to subscribe to my channel. As always, I'm Dan, and you've been watching Dwongandonly. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.